Deep in your app there's a space filled up by a great database. Its tables are where information goes, made of cells inside columns and rows. To speak to it, we can connect using insert, update, and select. With a language that has no equal, we need more people to try SQL. SQL!
Welcome back to Level 2 of Try SQL. In the previous levels, we looked at ways of getting data out of the tables. In this next level, we'll look at ways of adding data to the tables. Okay, great. We now know how to access data in our movies table. But what would we want to do if we wanted to add more data to what we currently have? Let's say we have a new film called The Circus that we wish to add to the table of movies. It's a comedy with a duration of 71 minutes. Let's add it to the table. To start, in order to add a new record to an existing table in SQL, we'll use what's known as an insert statement. Here we have the insert recipe, which has some new concepts for us to look at. The SQL statement begins with the insert into, which indicates to SQL that we wish to add new data. Next is the table to which we wish to add the data, and we follow it up with a set of parentheses that indicate the column or columns to which we want to add the data. The values keyword comes next, and after that, we place the actual data values that are going to be added to the table. Looking at the movies table, we know we have 4 records, but now we wish to add a new 5th record by inserting a film with the title The Circus, along with its genre of comedy and its duration of 71 minutes. So first, we add the insert into clause. The table will be inserting data into, in this case, movies, and the columns where the data will go. We specify the column names to let the database know into which column each value will be added. The order of these columns doesn't matter, but it must match the order of your inserted data if you want the data to get to the right place. Finally, the actual values are entered. Check out those quotes surrounding the strings of characters. Remember those? Very important. So we execute the insert into statement and see that the movies table goes from having 4 rows or records to having 5 rows. As with many things in SQL, there are different ways to add data to a table, some better than others. Here, we see that we could have done the same thing, but omitting the columns from the SQL statement. This works since we are inserting data into all of the columns. Both statements do the same thing, but the bottom statement shows a quicker way to write the code which saves the developer time. Here the order of the values definitely needs to match the order of the columns. Now, do we actually have to add data to every column to add data to the table? Not at all. In fact, here are a couple examples to show you how to accomplish this with SQL. We could add a row which only has an ID and a title. You can see this fills in only an ID and a title for that new record. Or we could simply add a row that includes the title and the duration alone. Something important to check out here. Did you catch how the ID was set even though we didn't set it? Why did this happen? Let's take a look. So this ID column over here is serving as what's known as our primary key. Basically, a primary key is a unique column, meaning that every record in that column has a distinct value from all other present values. This field will never be blank or empty. Our movies table happens to use a numerical primary key. But how did the ID column get that value of 6 for the new row? SQL can automatically increment the primary key for a table by allowing a higher number to be generated when a new record is inserted into a table. Since our primary key is the ID, it will be automatically incremented by the database each time a row is added to the table. This is now the new row with an ID of 6. Also, you may be wondering what value the genre column holds within our new row. Well, believe it or not, SQL uses a unique value to hold a place for the data in this spot. The data in this field is seen as null data or a null value. A null value is used to represent a field with missing data. The field with the null value may appear to be blank, but this is only because having data for this column is optional. Therefore, a null value can be seen also as a placeholder for unknown or unavailable data. This is all for Level 2 Section 1. Now it's time for some more challenges. We'll see you back in the next section.